Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day today. Oh, just realised I need to put my microphone together a wee bit. Move it over to nearer my collar and stuff. Hey, wanted to start our day one of our summer song challenge. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but never mind, let's get going anyway. Oh, hi Teresa, I just saw that you've come up. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. So first song we're going to do today is looking at Paloma Faith's one, I can't even say it, Lullaby. This is a popular choice in our votes, and the other one is the Janelle Monáe, The Way You Make Me Feel. But I want to start with the Lullaby one today. Giving you a gentle introduction into the song. I've got my sheet music here, I've got it on my stand. For people that haven't been on my at my teaching place, I've got a piano right down below me, so later on I'm standing over the piano, so you might wonder where the notes are coming from, but it's because I'm right here with that. So let's have a look at the Paloma Faith song. Don't worry guys if you don't have any equipment or anything like that. If you don't have anything, I'm probably going to be sending links in comments and probably sending emails later. Giving you information. So I've started a new folder. It's in the comments there. See that bit.ly link? It's bit.ly/summer song challenge. That's a folder that you can access it through the link, and I started putting up information on there, like my little PDFs for day one. So the theme today is buzz and breathe. And that's bearing in mind that I know that people of all different abilities will be watching this, so we have to go into on the assumption that maybe you haven't done much singing at all, and we're going to start from there. So let's have a look at Paloma Faith then. This is the thing about this one, guys, is that Paloma Faith herself has got quite a kind of wide range, so we have to be quite careful, especially when we're going into lower parts of her voice. So first thing I would say, and something that's in my little PDF sheet, which you can download through the folder if you go to that bit.ly link, the PDF is sitting there waiting for you. Also with Spotify, links to our Spotify playlist that I've made for this. So that includes the recordings of the songs by the artists. I've found some like karaoke versions of the tracks, so it's easy for you to practice if you want to have a go. So I want to look at the shape of the song first of all, and it's quite apparent even at that very first bit. The was it Will You Lay Me Down? So you've got let's see, will you lay me down? It goes quite low. Will you lay me down? Make your heart real only sound. From my fears to the ground when you hold me. That's really quite low. Sopranos, if you're watching this, you might find that quite difficult. You might struggle to get down to those low notes. So one thing I want you to bear in mind is that you don't do what most people do. And this is a really common mistake. That people go, will you lay me down? When you hold me. And they say they're tucking the head in like this. That's not good for your throat, guys. You have to be looking after yourself all the time when you're doing this. Doesn't matter what note that you're singing. It doesn't matter if you're singing up high or if you're singing in the middle or singing down low. Your head doesn't move. So if you're a higher voice and you're struggling to get down to those low notes, maybe you can sing them, but maybe with not much you can't do it very loud, or you can't be particularly expressive about it or anything like that. That's okay. We have to keep our voices healthy. I don't want to see anyone tucking their head in with the lows. You'll get a double chin in that anyway, won't you? Okay, so what I want you to try and do, if you're struggling with those low notes, try it really slowly and kind of go into the part of it, and maybe try and practice in front of a mirror so that you don't feel tempted. You can check yourself before you wreck yourself and all that, you know. You can check if you're going to be doing, like if you're tucking your head in. So say for instance if you wanted to try that, I would recommend doing it really slowly, just that first phrase. So the first bit goes, Will you lay me down? Make your heart the only sound. From my face all to the ground. Will you hold me? Don't have to try it with the words just now. Even if you sing it to a hum or something just now, we want to look at what your head is doing. So an example of what not to do would be You don't have to see any head movement at all. It doesn't matter what song we're singing, guys. No movement of your head whatsoever. If you've got into that bad habit of doing that, I can appreciate that actually that can be pretty difficult. It can be difficult for you to get out of that habit. Something that I say to my pupils all the time about this is use your earlobes. I say this like all the time. You know when you say something quite a lot and you end up feeling like you've hit a bit of a broken record or something? That's me. But you know what? It works. So earlobes, if your earlobes are pointing to your shoulders, your head is in the right position. Something to bear in mind, guys, is that when you're talking to people in everyday life, you know, and I'll do it just now, if I was talking to somebody, my head would probably be up slightly. But when you're going to sing, you have to adjust again, so it comes slightly back down, and it could be just millimeters, you know. Ali's joined us. Hi Ali, how are you doing? We're on live today. So yeah, come and join us, more the merrier. So earlobes pointing to your shoulders, this is a good way to make sure that your head is in the right position. It can feel a bit weird that your head's not moving at all. It can take a little bit of getting used to, especially if you've been guilty of your head moving a lot when you've been singing. So I wanted to try that first phrase, just doing it on a hum. Hello, hi Ali, hope you're having a good day. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I wanted to try that bit on a hum. Looking at yourself, you might want to try this, like pause this bit, kind of go into a mirror. Oh, Jennifer's joined us. Hi Jennifer, how are you doing? Are you down in Oxford? I think you are. Yeah. Okay. You might want to maybe pause this if you're watching later, and then go in front of a mirror and try this first phrase, just humming it, looking at your head, making sure that you're, you know, in that bit. Oh, there's Alex joined us. Hi, Alex. Okay, so let's try that wee bit. Remember, earlobes pointing to your shoulders. You're looking in the mirror or something. Just try that first phrase on a hum. So we're going. You might have noticed there were like, I don't know if you can hear my humming or not, it might be quite quiet. But you might have noticed when I was doing that, even though I was on the right hand, I was down here playing the notes. So I was kind of multitasking a bit. But you know what? My head didn't move. It didn't come up for the high notes. It didn't come down for the low notes. It was just in a neutral position all the time. So that's something that we have to be very careful of, guys, with this song in particular, because for soprano voices it goes quite low. So when I was younger, you know, I was like quite a high soprano. Because I got a bit older, my voice range has dropped down a little bit, but I can still sing pretty high. This is quite low for me, these low bits. So what I would say, guys, if you're at that bit, we know when it's going, lay me down, when you lay me down, when it gets to that middle C, and it goes da 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 da. It's all in that low kind of bit, and this is why actually this is quite a tricky song, because it's got quite a large range, and later on in the song it's got na 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 na, you know. Okay, but we want to try to break it down into little individual sections, little chunks, so it's easy to digest for everyone. So if you're a higher voice and you're getting to these low bits and you're like, maybe a wee bit like, ooh, what do I do with these low bits? I'm not sure. Help. Okay. What I would say is that if you can do it, like try it and making sure that your head stays in a neutral position, but don't try and sing it like full pelt. Try and sing it like you get quieter when you get to these low bits, and it's because you're in the real extremes of your range at that point. You're right down in your boots. If you're a high voice, this will be pretty low for you. You might even struggle with the very low notes to even sing them at all. So you might have to make an improvised line. In fact, that's something that I'll cover tomorrow. Something like alternate phrases if you have to do something and maybe parts of the song is too low for you. Okay, so I want to try this bit again, but when you're getting into that low bit, we're going to try and the volume just gets less and less. So if you're a soprano voice, you might do something like this. I'm going to just do that just with the words so you can hear it a wee bit more, because I'm not sure if the hum would pick up with the microphone here. Okay, so if I try, if you're a low, if you're a high voice and you're struggling with these low bits, just get quieter and quieter when you get low. Okay. When you lay me down, like your heart the only sound, where my heart are to the ground, when you hold me. So that's been very gentle, that's like kind of mezzo piano, almost piano there. So don't want you to feel that you have to put pressure on your voice when you're getting into this lower bit. Yeah, you have to be very careful with that. Thinking about different shapes of parts of the song. So what I would like you to do is kind of like an exercise before tomorrow. Have a look at the different bits of the song that have these lower bits and see how you can manage them. The humming is fine. Oh, thanks, Alec. I just saw your comment there. That's good. Thank you. Okay, so let's go on to the next bit. We've got page 2. Oh, this is printed double-sided. That's a bit of a baller, but never mind. Okay. It happens quite a lot for the verses. So the next bit. Will you serenade me with the song you used to play, till the night turns into day? Will you hold me? Then all of a sudden it goes up into this higher bit. 'Cause all I need is somebody near me when my heart gets weak. Somebody out there watching over me when I'm so tired I can't even sleep. I think most people are going to find that okay. So I want to start with the low bits first of all. Tomorrow I'm going to kind of cover some of the higher bits with maybe alternate lines that I'll write for the low bits of people that maybe can't cope with it. Okay, so exercise, look at these little bits that are the low bits. So if you've got the second verse, let's go on to page 4 here. So say to me, okay, so then it gets to that bit. I'll be there when you're down, 'cause forever I am bound. For my love I shout it out, let me hold you. So for the people that are struggling with these low bits, quite a low volume there. I'm going to try it again, but getting softer. I'll be there when you're down, 'cause forever I am bound. I'll shout out, oops, I've lost my place. For my love I'll shout it out, let me hold you. So you can be quite articulate and you can still keep the words really crisp, but there's hardly any volume there at all. Remember, guys, when you're doing these kind of things, when you're trying to get softer, please try your best not to tense up. I'm going to go back because there's a good exercise that helps you with this. What I want to try and do first of all is do some buzzing. You know, like if you buzz your lips like brrr. I'm a fan of when you're kind of doing some warm-ups and stuff that is quick, sliding up and down a bit. Okay, so it's going to be like this, like brrr, 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 brrr. Just gotta go up really gently at one bit at a time. Don't feel you have to push your voice up or anything like that. Just stop when you want to stop. Oh, hi Michelle, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Okay, so while you're doing that now, you've maybe done that a couple of times, then I'd like you to massage your jaw, because this is something that that's a problem area for me. Sometimes if I'm getting stressed out or something, then my jaw gets tense like all the time. So I have to kind of like, you know that bit where your jaw comes up and it kind of meets your cheekbones? I like you to massage just at the side here. Just going to either side really gently. It helps to kind of relax your jaw it might make your jaw click a couple times. You might notice that as well sometimes when you're singing, it'll click a little bit. My jaw clicks quite often. So once you do that, well, you got the kind of buzzing done, then I'd like you to try doing that buzzing thing, but also massaging your jaw at the same time. So it goes like this. I was playing at the same time, but if I do it without the piano, and give yourself a wee bit of a rub like that, you know, it's helpful. Okay, so then after that, once you've kind of done some of these kind of warm-ups and things, I want you to try and kind of buzz, but also singing the melody while you're massaging your jaw. So try and adjust these low bits first of all, because what we'll do is divide it into these sections of like different shapes of the song. So I'm going to concentrate on these lower bits and how to manage them first of all. Tomorrow we'll go into these higher bits and how we can manage them. So I want you to practice when you're first kind of doing the song. I mean, we've looked over little chunks and you have to be mindful about the positioning of it if you're practicing. Now I was thinking about if you're actually doing a practice of it, what can we do? So I want you to try doing those first couple of phrases, buzzing your lips, massaging your jaw. So I'm going to try and do it like just from memory. Right? So it goes. But it sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? You sound like a piece of machinery or something. But it's getting used to like not putting too much pressure on your voice right now. We're going through the different parts of the melody, the lower bits first of all, dividing it up so that it's easily digested, it's really manageable. But for people that maybe aren't too familiar with the song, want to kind of practice just the melody first of all before we start going into more in depth with the words. This is an important thing to remember, guys. Like you have to kind of build things up just one bit at a time. A common mistake that people do is that they try and learn the rhythm and the melody of a song at the same time as they're trying to memorize all the words, and you know what, it's really overwhelming. It can be just totally ridiculous, and no wonder people get demotivated and then they give up, because it's just too much all at once. You know, I can memorize things relatively quickly like now, but that's because I've been doing it for years and years. You know, it's just like a muscle like anything else, that you have to build up your confidence and build up that muscle. Yeah. So if this is quite new to you, I would suggest trying this wee daft thing, buzzing and looking at the parts of the melody. So if I kind of do that wee bit again, I'll show you. So it goes, I'll just massage one side so I can try to play along. Right, here we go. Try that for the first couple of like lower bits and stuff, yeah, and see how you get on. So guys, that's my first little kind of part of day one. The theme is buzz and breathe. So it's important to remember to breathe with all these little snippets, you know. Something that other kind of exercise that I'd like you to do before tomorrow is have a listen to the song. I've put a link in the Google Drive folder for a link to sheet music. You can buy it on Sheet Music Direct for £3. But if you don't need sheet music, don't worry, you don't have to do that. I'll create a lyric sheet for you, so I'll do that later on today. I think later on today I'll actually come onto the group as well and do a daft kind of like me just going through the song practicing, just like I've asked you to do, so that if you feel daft or you feel self-conscious or something, then just do it along with me. I'll do that as a separate thing, just as kind of like, it'll be like a 2-minute thing, you know, of me just don't say that I'm ever not like willing to be ridiculous to help you guys. Okay. So for same time tomorrow, let's round up a little bit. We looked at the low bits. We've looked at the how we're going to manage the low bits. I don't want to see any people tucking their heads in, because that's just a no-no for your voice. It's going to lead to problems. Using your earlobes as a guide. Remember, earlobes pointing to your shoulders. Your head will be in the right place. So you might want to practice doing a hum on these low bits, looking in a mirror to make sure that your head doesn't move down with these low bits. For the higher voices, you have to be, like, if you find it difficult to get down to these low bits, you'll have to kind of get quieter and quieter as you get into that low extreme bit of your range. So it's easier for you to manage and don't put any pressure on your voice. When you're going into actually doing a kind of practice of the song, don't do any words right now. We're just buzzing the melody. So get used to that buzzing. Do a couple of warm-ups of that. Try and do that while massaging your jaw, because we want to kind of make sure that your jaw doesn't lock up or you're not getting stressed out or anything like that. Then you want to try and do some of these low bits of the song, the first couple of low bits, while we're doing that buzz. So, and it's really gently kind of scooping up and down through the melody to just get familiar with it. So this time tomorrow, guys, we're going to look at the higher bits. And I'm going to look at alternative things that we could do for that lower line. Maybe there's a couple of people out there that can't manage that low bit. I'd like you to look at the song, but just for the low bits. So your homework is to practice that, the melody line, going into the low bits of the song. I want you to have a look as well about where you should breathe. This is why, Jennifer's put up a link for the lyrics. Oh, thanks, Jennifer, that's really helpful, great. Generally speaking, on the lyrics page, if it has like either a comma at the end of a phrase or a full stop, that's usually a good place to breathe. In fact, that's something that my homework will be. It's something that actually, frankly, I forgot to do. I'm going to make a lyric sheet for you. I'll put it up on that Google Drive folder, so it's there ready for you later tonight. The good thing about lyric sheets, guys, especially when they're online, usually they are done line by line, and when you get to the end of a line, like 90% of the time, that's where you should take a breath. So I want you to look at either your lyric sheet or the sheet music that you bought or whatever, and I want you to make sure that you know exactly where you need to breathe. I want you to think about it. I want you to think without my guidance first of all, and we'll go into it more tomorrow. We'll go into what exactly we should be doing for the breathing. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there for just now. It's a good first day. I've got all of the equipment there. Go onto that Google folder, it's bit.ly/summer song challenge. I've got the PDF from today there with links to where you can buy the sheet music, link to our Spotify playlist that I've made just for you guys, and some little highlights of the things that we've covered today. So thanks so much, and I'll come on here later on to do that mad buzzing thing. Thanks for supporting me, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.